Welcome to my place to create. This is Peg, and today I am bringing you the full moon project for July. Chelsea has issued a challenge to create art based on the monthly full moon, and this was the stag full moon month. So, what am I doing? Well, I have this piece of contact paper that I put all kinds of things on the back. I'd actually used it to lift some stuff off my gel plate, and I'm trying to use this circle cutter, which I haven't used but a couple of times, and yeah, not real proficient, but I'm gonna try to cut a moon out because it's got gold and glittery stuff and a lot of texture, and I thought, well, that would make a cool moon. So I'm gonna try it one more time because I just can't leave this cutter alone. I have to keep trying, so I'm going to do it more than once. And I'm not really sure what size moon I'm going to put on my page, but I've determined I'm going to start with some alcohol inks because Shell and I were working with alcohol inks on Thursday in our live show, and we were using the Marabou alcohol inks that we got from Joggles. Now, neither one of us is paid by any of these companies for these alcohol inks, but I wanted to kind of compare things and see what I thought about the different inks. And I haven't used the ones from Bria Reese that much either. I do have some that a friend had sent to me, and I wanted to get those out and give them a try. So I've got a piece of Yupo paper, and I'm just going to do my background on this Yupo paper. Now this is going to pose some problems for me as I work out, what I'm doing with this page, but that's okay. That's what mixed media challenges are about, is to try things, stretch your imagination, and do what you can. So I ended up using all kinds of products on this particular page because, I was playing. These are those sparkle watercolor. I think that's what they are. They're a water medium anyway. They've got glitter in them. And, I started heating this and I thought, oh, that's not too good an idea because I'm on Yupo. And Yupo is a plasticized paper and it will melt. It will warp. So I thought, well, I'm just going to let that dry on its own, and I'm going to continue doing some mountains and things in the background here with these alcohol inks. And so I've got a stir stick. I'm spreading those alcohol inks around with a stir stick, just trying to get some variation. Wanted to see some textures and layers in there, and you can do that just by manipulating the alcohol ink. Now, I'm trying to incorporate some of that water medium, not liking it, so I'm taking some of that back, and then I'm thinking, well, I want some blues and purples and things up in the sky. So I'm going to add some more alcohol ink. This is that Bria Reese alcohol ink, and I'm just going to start moving that around, get things to blend. Of course, it hits the yellow, and we make a lovely green. And yeah, I use a tissue just to mop some of the excess fluid that's on there. And yeah, just trying to get a model look for the sky. And then I'm going to glue things down, and then I realize, oh boy, this stuff isn't sealed. It's on a plasticized. What am I going to use to glue it down with? I tried using some gel medium, and yeah, it wasn't working real well. So you'll see at the end, I end up taking this piece to the printer and printing a copy of it off on some canvas paper. This is Canva paper from Strathmore, yeah. And I just, cut it down to fit in my printer and ran it through. And, I tried running it on some of the graphics paper. Well, that's another plasticized paper, and that didn't turn out too well either. So I struggle with this. It's bubbling underneath because it's not dry enough, and I'm impatient. I am not one that wants to sit around and wait for paint to dry. So I'm trying to put things down, even though I should be walking away, letting it dry and doing something else. And yeah, you'll see me struggling here where it's slipping around and making a mess, and yeah, not too good. And then I cut out just the shape of a stag that I'm going to glue down on there. This is just some lightweight paper I had around. And I put a coat of ink over that just to darken the background of it before I start painting. So I glue that down, and of course that's making a mess too. Not real happy with that. And this is when I decide, oh, you know what? I can just take that to the copy machine and then work off of the copy. Pardon me, good grief. Got frogs in my throat today. So that's what I do, is I take this, I start doing some coloring and I decide this isn't going to work. So let's go to the copy machine. Okay, so next up, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to paint this with. I had some Deco Art paint out. I had my Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I had my Posca pens. I had a lot of different things to use here. And, I was just trying to get the layout of this stag. I wanted him to be a young stag, with his antler just coming in, when they're in velvet. And I didn't do a very good job of portraying the velvet on his antler, but that's okay. It was all an exercise, a practice for me. It wasn't a painting that I'm going to take to the gallery or anything. It was just, playtime. So I'm just going to continue to play. You'll see some pictures at the end of me with the copies. I have the original, the copy that I ran through, and, the final piece. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you like doing this sort of challenge, join Shell and I each month for the full moon challenge. And continue to make art, guys. I'd like to see what you're doing. And, tag me when you do, because I'll come look and see what you're up to. So I'm gonna fill in the background, gonna paint the stag, put some things into the sky. I'll give you some final shots. If you're new to my channel and you like this sort of thing, please consider subscribing and leaving some kind comments, because I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you again next time, guys. Bye for now.